Kon Nim Tong, Chairman, Sports Singapore, Mr. Chan Yen San, Chair of the Safe Sports Commission, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to all of you and all the coaches here. A warm welcome. I'm very happy to join you for the third edition of the CoachSG conference. Before I begin, I'd like to bid a warm welcome to our overseas speakers and guests and wish them a pleasant stay in Singapore. It is also nice to see so many familiar faces from the coaching fraternity in Singapore, such as our former Olympian, Mr. Ang Peng Siong. We are here today to discuss how we can shape the future of coaching together. The conference theme, Coaching Better Every Day, Shaping the Future, gets to the heart of coaching. As coaches, you do much more than just teach the technicalities of the sport or train up your charges physically to win a place on the podium. You're in a privileged position to play a big part in an athlete's life through your interactions with them on the track, on the courts, and the pool, molding their character and values, shaping their attitudes towards life, inspiring and supporting them to chase their dreams. How you work with them to push beyond their mental boundaries, celebrate victories, come to terms with disappointment. These will in time come to define the individuals that our athletes grow to become. It is my hope to see our coaches imbued with a strong sense of mission as mentors to our athletes, not only in sport, but also in life. Beyond the role of coaches as mentors, coaches are also responsible for creating a safe and conducive environment for our athletes as they grow and develop to reach their full potential. At last year's CoachSG conference, I announced that SportSG was partnering the Ministry of Social and Family Development, the Singapore Police Force, and the Ministry of Education to set up a structure to address safe sport issues. Later this month, SportSG will be standing up Singapore's Safe Sport Commission, which will serve as an advisory panel for policies relating to education, prevention, risk assessment, and report management to stamp out harassment in sport in Singapore, especially in situations involving sexual misconduct. The Commission will also provide advice on independent inquiries and matters relating to safe sport. Chairing the Commission will be Ms. Chan Yen San, who brings with her a wealth of experience from her corporate role as partner in KPMG. Yen San has also been a member of the SportSG board since 2018 and is familiar with the sporting landscape in Singapore. As a mother of young children who are active in sports, I'm confident that Yen San understands the concerns of parents and aspiring young athletes when it comes to sport. And she herself was an aspiring hockey player as well, I understand, during school. The work of the Commission will build on other initiatives implemented over the course of the past year, including onboarding programs for coaches and officials from the National Sports Associations on safe sports matters, workshops strengthening the coaches' code of ethics, as well as the training of more than 36 safeguarding officers for sports across NSA, education institutes, and government agencies. With the formation of the Safe Sports Commission, we look forward to more organizations committing to uphold ethical practices in sport. We want to educate more parents and athletes to become aware of what constitutes appropriate behavior in the sports domain, and importantly, to take a stand and raise a red flag to coaches, organizers, and officials when they observe that things are not quite right. In time to come, we hope to develop a high sense of awareness across the sporting fraternity in Singapore that we all will have a part to play in ensuring a safe and supporting environment in sports, free from sexual harassment and misconduct, so that our athletes can focus on giving their best in the sporting arena and that public trust in the profession is upheld. I would like to wish Ms. Chan and the members of the Safe Sports Commission all the best as they carry out this important role as guardians of the sporting fraternity and urge everyone to give the Commission their full support. In addition to mentoring our athletes and upholding a safe environment in sport, it is also important to ensure that our coaches have the opportunity to hone the right skills and techniques to coach better every day. Through CoachSG, SportSG continues to strengthen the reach and quality of the Continuing Coach Education Program, or CCE for short, which supports coaches in upgrading their skills. This year, CoachSG ran the inaugural Coaches Super Week from 7th to 14th September that saw more than 300 coaches attending 13 CCE workshops, including 28 volunteer coaches from the Singapore Disability Sports Council and Special Olympics Singapore who attended a new community coaching course. I'm pleased to note that to date, CoachSG has organized 75 workshops benefiting 3,000 coaches. In the area of high-performance sports, the Singapore Sports Institute's SSI works closely with coaches to enable our Team Singapore athletes to optimize their performance in competitions. For example, the coaches from the SSA work with SSI's team of sports scientists to analyze the performance of national swimmers. This has helped the coaches to better customize the training for athletes based on their respective strengths and areas that need improvements. Our sports scientists have also worked with coaches to implement the visual, auditory, reading, writing, and kinesthetic tool, or VARK, V-A-R-K for short, which identifies the learning preference of our athletes. Excuse me. This helps coaches to determine how best to communicate with their athletes to maximize their learning and the performance. Recently, the VARK tool was used with our Team Singapore's men's water polo team at the FINA Water Polo Challengers Cup. And I'm very happy to note that the team clinched the gold medal in the finals match against Austria last night. Let's give our team water polo player a big round of applause. Congratulations, Coach Chai. CoachSG also has a For Coaches by Coaches program that encourages coaches to step forward and give back to the community. Through this program, swimming coach Lawrence Chu has conducted 2 workshops on coaching, which were well received by participants. I encourage more coaches to come on board this program as we look forward to working with you to coach better every day. Today, I'm also happy to join you in honoring the recipients of the Singapore Coach Medallion, which recognizes the contributions of sport coaches who have gone beyond their call of duty to make a difference in society through sport. We hope that award recipients will be encouraged to continue to raise the profile of the coaching profession and serve as inspiration and role models for the coaching fraternity. Take, for instance, nominee in the teacher-coach category, Mr. Arumugam Kaliapan, and a light teacher in Guangyang Secondary School. As teacher in charge of the school's football team, Mr. Arumugam decided to make the sport more inclusive by setting up a football team for students from challenging family backgrounds. Mr. Arumugam dedicates an additional 2 days a week to train this group of students over and above his commitments to train the school team. For students in the team who could not afford football boots for training, Mr. Arumugam took it upon himself to work with Singapore Premier League clubs Hougang United and Home United to provide boots for them. Mr. Arumugam's efforts have borne fruit, as many of his students have made efforts to improve themselves. One student who used to play truant now enjoys coming to school to be with his friends. Another whose parents are separated looks to Mr. Arumugam for advice on school and personal matters. Today, Mr. Arumugam remains a mentor to many of his former students who have successfully graduated from the school. So I'd like to offer my heartiest congratulations to Mr. Arumugam and the other 9 coaches receiving the Singapore Coach Medallion this year. And I'm sure many of you sitting around the room have similar experiences and have made similar impact. And I really touched to see how coaches have stepped forward, step up to make a difference in the lives of our young chargers. I would like to applaud the hard work and dedication of the fraternity of sport coaches in Singapore. Many of you, many of whom are unsung heroes who have nurtured and mentored generations of Singapore's athletes over the years. You are all equally deserving of our admiration and respect. Your journeys are testaments to that as long as we give the best of ourselves, this can make a difference to those around us, to our communities, and to Singapore. I hope that all of us can draw strength and inspirations from these role models whilst encouraging and supporting one another along the way. In closing, I would like to end off with a quote that is often cited. You get the best effort from others not by lighting a fire beneath them, but by building a fire within. So I wish you all the very best as you continue to keep that fire burning in all those under your care. Thank you and have a pleasant day.